Guardian. Here we go. Today we are tackling the top 10 cards you need in your deck for Guardian. Now, before we start, I did have assistance from the community, so I want to thank Eric Lerer, I hope I got that right, Lerer, for his assistance, as well as Laura Carr. They both gave me ideas for their top 10. There were about 13 to 14 cards in total, so I had to get that down. So apologies if some of the cards didn't make it, but I took the liberty of getting it down to 10, and thank you for both people for putting in the colors as well. It makes it a lot easier for me. All right, let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it, and we start with Mangle, red card. Costing 4, so you're pitching 2 cards for this. It's doing 8 damage, 3 defense, and if Mangle deals 8 or more damage to a hero, destroy target equipment they control with a -1 counter on it. Pretty good. I wish Ninja had a card like this. Yeah. So it's starting to hit the equipment. So all those people with Spring Tunic out there, you know, it's a bit of a concern, as well as other people getting their -1 counters using the equipment. It's no longer safe to use your equipment versus Guardian while they have 3 of this card in their deck. So make sure if you're coming up against Guardian and you see this hit the table, you want to see 2 more before, you know, you think you're safe. And that's if they don't remembrance it back into their deck. So yeah, look, it's costing 4. It's a pretty big card. Yeah, it's huge, especially when they're not using stuff like Fiendel's Tunic. They're most likely using a Tectonic Plating. So to get that energy out, the resources out there, yeah, it's a pretty expensive card. It's a big play. It's a majestic play. Look at that. Doing 8 damage. Most likely it's going to be doing more than 8 damage, because it's very rare that you'll see a card like this hit the table without any pluses on it from something else that they've been able to do. So yeah, let's go into the next one. Stamp Authority. Let me read this card. All right, when Stamp Authority enters the arena, if you have 2 or more cards in your pitch zone with a cost of 3 or greater, so you may have done it to play a Mangle, who knows? But then you've got to play this card, so yeah. With 3 or greater, your hero gains +1 pretty much hand size until the end of turn. So by itself, it's a very good card. You may have thrown, oh no, you can't. Oh, you could throw, geez, to pay for this, you wouldn't be able to have 2 cards in your pitch zone with 3 or greater. So you would have had to have done something else in order to get that. Now, while Stamp Authority is in the arena, attack action card effects do not trigger when they hit. So most likely you're throwing this card down right at the end of your turn. And at the beginning of your action phase, destroy Stamp Authority. It costs 3. Like, as I'm not a Guardian player, so having 3 energy left to throw out to throw this card down, that means, yeah, well, you would have had to have played 1 card with the 3 pitch and then play this card with your other 3 pitch. If you have 2 more cards, because but it says it enters the arena, so I would like clarification if they can. Like, in this game, you play a card first and then you pay for it. That's a good question. I want to ask that. Does anyone in the community can answer that? Does your cost for this, when you pitch for this after you've put it on the table, come into effect when it enters the arena if you have 2 or more cards in your pitch zone? With 3 or greater, your hero gains +1. There are cards to get you +1 hand size, I understand. So, you know, if this is in combination with that other play, then I can see it. Yeah. So when it's in the arena, attack action card effects do not trigger when they hit. So yeah, interesting card. Look, it was in the lists, included it mainly for the blue pitch, because Guardian needs it, and most likely they're going to be throwing this back into their pitch zone until a time when they really need it and hope it comes up and set up the turn for that. With a 3 defense, it's an alright card. Yeah. Right, Emerging Dominance. It's an aura. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy Emerging Dominance, then the next Guardian attack you play this turn gains +1 attack and dominate. So there you go. Wow, can only defend with 1 card from their hand. Yeah, and there's so many cards that Guardian uses to really just stuff you up with your next turn. I just came up against Guardian when I was trialing out one of the new ninja decks that I was playing with Soulbead Strikes. And it was terrible. I could not get an attack through to get go again. And I was getting crushed by just these dominate cards and the +1 attacks. Like, the game finished off. Guardian was on 4 life and I went to 0. So I didn't do too bad, but just dominating the game, like Emerging Dominance, that's exactly what it is. So effectively, you're going to play this at the end of your turn. It goes through the next one. You've already got Dominate on your next attack. You've got your full allotment of cards in hand if you didn't defend on that previous turn, plus anything in your arsenal. It's, yeah, big card. Yeah, I can see how well that works. And it's a blue pitch, which is so important. Tectonic Plating, once per turn. Pay 1, create a seismic aura token. Go again. So let me get, now, yeah, I did not close it. Very good. All right, let me get a seismic token into this. Apologies for this, guys, but yeah, I should have looked at that. Seismic token. Here it is. Copy. Geez, I'm glad that showed itself, and I'm not sitting here for another minute trying to find it. Paste. Now, I'm going to give this, rename it to 1. So it's at the beginning. Don't want to show you the other cards yet, yeah? All right, so, you serious? Where's my token? All right, I'll just read it out from another screen. So at the beginning of your action phase, destroy Seismic Surge, then next Guardian attack you play this turn costs 1 less to play. Well, there you go. Mangle has just opened up for just 1 card as a pitch because you've played a Seismic Token. Very good card. Yeah. So Tectonic Plating getting you that, and it also has Battle Worn for 2. It's great. Fantastic. Defend for 2, defend for 1. Yeah, very good. See why it's in their legendary slot. Let's move on. Oh, I hate seeing this card when it hits the table, and it doesn't usually get pitched for resources either. Costing 7, 6 with the Seismic Token. So if they're setting up their Seismic Token, you know something's coming next turn. It is a Bravo specialization. If Crippling Crush deals 4 or more damage to a hero, they discard 2 random cards. It's doing 11 damage, so you need to block it for 8 with a 3 defense on itself. The card name itself is enough. It is crippling. This having to discard 2 random cards from your hand tells you that you want to be defending for 8. You're going to be throwing equipment out. You're going to be throwing down your 2 3s just so you can keep, you know, if they were going to get discarded, you may as well not take the damage, yeah? Throw down your cards, throw down your equipment, and hope that they don't bring in Mangle after that fact. Oh, geez. Yeah, what a fantastic card. No doubt it was included in both the lists that I was given. Yeah, fantastic. It really, there's not much more to say about it other than it's crippling. Spinal Crush, another card that I hate seeing. And it's the Ninja Killer. This is it. If Spinal Crush deals 4 or more damage to a hero, action cards, activated abilities, and attacks they control lose and can't gain go again during their next action phase. So it covered all gamuts there. It couldn't just say, you know, an action card, so then I could attack with 2 Kadashis. No, it had to do everything. It had to say Action cards, activated abilities, and attacks. Wow. Yeah. So sad. This card is so sad. Makes me sad. They're pitching 2 cards to get this to go, even with the seismic token in play. It's doing 9 damage, so you need to block it for 6. So you're throwing down your 2 3s. If go again is a major issue for you, otherwise take the 4 or more if you can defend against the rest. But for me, this is a crushing card. Once again, the name title, sorry to use a pun, but it is crushing. Soul crushing. Forged for War. While it's in the arena, equipment you control gains +1 defense. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy Forge of War. Look, I included it in there because there were some other double ups of cards that I was like, you know, all right, and then this was still in there. This isn't a big one for me. I don't understand it. Then again, I don't play Guardian. So, and it is a super slot, super rare. Look, it does pitch for 2. Like, rarely see yellows jumping into this at all. It's all either red or blue. So we've got a yellow in between. Defense for 3, pretty good. You know, giving all your equipment +1, especially when you got like Tectonic Plating, which is, you know, defending for 3 for a turn. Yeah. Plus anything else that they're wearing, the, you know, any legs, head, you know, yeah, anything else. So overall, when that one card for hitting 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 pieces of equipment, this is essentially giving a +4 for the cost of 2 in defense for the next round if you're coming up against some big attacks. And yeah, it's great. I can definitely see it and change my mind towards that after talking about it. Yeah. All right, Disable Crush. If Disable deals 4 or more damage to a hero, put a card from their arsenal on the bottom of their owner's deck. Yeah, really bad when you've got an unblockable. You're going to use it, especially when you didn't really need to use it, or yeah, just maybe you were waiting to use that card in your arsenal as an attack action for the next turn. Yeah, it's annoying, all right? It's not like your Crippling Crush. It's not like your Spinal Crush. It's just annoying. If you change this card name to Annoying, I think you would be right on the money. 9 damage, so you're going to have to defend for 5 if you don't want this going on, and 3 defense. Does force them to pitch 2 cards though, which is a saving grace. When you're coming up against Guardian, which usually it's a wall deck, that 2 pitch doesn't really mean anything. Yeah. Cool. All right, Staunch Response. Now, when they're in defense reaction phase, cards like this are annoying. They really are. As an additional cost to play Staunch Response, you may pay 4. So it is costing them, mind you. If you do, Staunch Response gains +3. But you know what? And I chose to go for the yellow. I was given the choice of yellow or red with this card. I went the yellow just for the fact that it gives you a 2 pitch, which I think is sorely needed. With the Guardian, you need that energy out there. It's defending for 6. When you're looking at a defense between 7 and 6, mathematically, I don't think there's too much difference when you're getting an extra resource out of it. I think between 6 and 7, you can go with the yellow in order to get the 2 resources rather than be stuck with 1 when you really need 2. Yeah, definitely. So go in the yellow. That's my pick for this one out of the red and yellow. Defending for 6, it doesn't even need its special. Like if you want to throw out its special for the 3, if you're coming up against any of the big attacks, what are they going for? On general, you're looking at about 9 to 12, I would think. This is defending for 6 by itself for 2. I think it's a pretty good card. Yep. Right, what are we coming up with? Pummel as our last card, okay? So Pummel, choose 1. So first of all, this comes in 3 colors. Blue, mainly for the pitch value. It is a 2 cost. Target club or hammer gains +2, and target attack action card with 2 or greater gains +2, and if it hits, the defending hero discards a card. Very good, very good. You know, you could throw this on an attack. This could be sitting in their arsenal. They've got 1 card in hand. They've come across with an attack that they've paid for. You're sitting there, so it's just crazy. Like, they may have had an emergent dominance a previous turn. They've played Mangle with the seismic token, so they've still got 2 cards in hand, potentially. Maybe 1 in their arsenal as well. You're defending against pummel, and then they throw this on the... you're defending against Mangle. And remember, Mangle's doing 8. And if you can get it off, 9, and then 10, 11. Yeah, like these punishing attacks when you don't expect it, like this is an attack reaction. Usually when you're coming up against Guardian, you're really hoping they've got a whole bunch of defense reactions in hand and just the 1 attack, so you don't normally expect this. And start taking a look for when Guardian's pitching cards. So important to see if they've got something like this in their deck. Their attack reactions can really ruin your day, especially when you're dealing with a card such as this, where you defend for the minimum, where you do 8 defense, and then they throw out something stupid that gives a +1 when you didn't expect it. This is given a +2, and it's a blue. Look, it defends for 2. It's not great, but it's not there for defense. It's there to catch the opponent out and really give them something crippling to think about. So our 10 cards that for Guardian that you need in your deck. Think about it, guys. Get Mangle in foil if you can find it. It's a fantastic card. And you know what? If you're out and about, the card's easy enough to get. Seismic Surge in foil as well. Why not? Yeah, it should be cheap enough. All right, guys. Thank you for your time today. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next set of videos.